Hey, what's going on, Titans fans? It's me, Glacius. We're gonna do a little Titans versus Saints preseason week 3 pregame uh thing just to see how what we predict about the rosters, who's gonna play, and everything like that. So let's see. So tomorrow is the last preseason game of the season against the Saints. It'll be at 2 p.m. Sunday, and I'm ready for it to get over with. I'm ready for preseason. I'm to be done to get real football, but in the meantime, we got a few position battles we have to talk about. Let me go ahead and get it pulled up real quick. That way you can see what I'm talking about and we can go over position by position who we think is going to play, who we think is going to make the roster, and hopefully get down to the final 53 man. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Boom, there it is on the screen. Right there. All right, first and foremost, let me get this going. Let me get my little highlighter. What we're gonna do is green. They're locked. They're locked in. They're gonna be a Titan. Next, we're gonna do yellow. They may make the roster, may not. They're a throw up. They're vital for this game. Like they have to. They have to play as hard as they have to play their heart out. Red, they're not making the roster no matter what they do. All right. So let's start. We'll go position group at a time. Will Levis, right here. Well, let me just do the name. Will Levis. We know he's making the roster without a doubt. He's our starting QB. This is his time to shine. He's the one who dethroned the Tana goat right here, repping him. Tannehill, 17. Hey, I love the Tana goat. He was with us a long time, but hey, it's time for a new era. The new era has begun. It's the Will Levis time, the Mayo man. And he's gonna play a little bit. I think he's gonna get a couple drives in. That's what I'm hearing. He's gonna get a couple drives in. He's gonna do his thing, but they're not gonna play him too long. I think most of the game, you're gonna see what you did last week. You're gonna see Mason Rudolph right here, and he's a lock. He's gonna make the team. He's our backup. Just live with it. He's the backup. Now, to throw up in the air right now that everyone knows is gonna be Malik Willis. It all depends on if we keep three quarterbacks. I think no matter how he plays, it just depends on Callahan if he wants to keep three. I know they got that rule where you can have a third one dressed for active game day and it doesn't count against your dressed amount, but it depends on if he wants to use a 53 man roster spot to keep him. If not, he's gonna go through waivers. Maybe we get him on the the practice squad, see how he does, because he is. I mean, it is what it is. You see how he is. He needs to throw the ball, make decisions, not throw interceptions. Next group, next group. We'll just move on from that. It's like beating a dead horse. All right, let's go locks right now. Oh, and you're going to see it probably a lot of Willis as well in the preseason against the Saints. All right, next position groups. Let's go with the locks. The guys, Titans through and through. You know they're going to make it no matter what they do. It's going to be Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. You might see him out there. You might see him out there a little bit tomorrow, maybe a drive or two. Same as Levis. They're starters. They're locks. They ain't gonna play long. They're not risking injury, so they're locks. Next for the third runner back, right? It's gonna be up in the air between Julius Chestnut and Hassan Haskins, right here. Either one of them, it's gonna be 50-50. Haskins has the better special teams ability, but Chestnut is a better runner through and through all day. But I hate to say it, as a Tennessee Vols fan, Jabari Small is not going to make this team. He's averaging 1.5 yards a carry, something like that. He ain't looking good. I don't know. He's not what we're used to at all. So hopefully Jabari Small can get a turnaround. Maybe we pick him up in the practice squad. Maybe he makes it through. Next, let's hit these receivers. Let's go through it real quick. So let's go through the locks. The locks is going to be, as you know, Calvin Ridley. He's making his team no matter what. He might be out there briefly. Who knows? He'll be out there. He played week 1. He didn't play week 2, but not any starters played week 2. Calvin Ridley, he'll probably be out there for a little bit. And D Hop, he's making the roster. He ain't gonna be out there. He's injured. He's recovering. He'll be there week 1 against the Bears. So, but D Hop, he's making the roster. Next, as you know, Boyd, he's a definite lock. Definite lock. He might be out there, get a few reps in, see how he does. Burks, he's probably gonna make the roster, even though he's made out of paper. He gets hurt every week, all the time, but he'll make the roster. Spent the first round draft pick, traded A.J. Brown. Everybody knows that whole debacle. Let's see. And then I think for the 5th receiver, it's going to be NWI. He's here. He's always here. He's always around. He's reliable. He don't get injured. He's just slow, but he's reliable. He'll be here. We have a few that's going to be up in the air that it's probably going to be between Kyle Phillips, but he's always injured. He's been injured. I think he's been injured. He was injured last week. I'm not even sure if he's going to play this week. And week 1, I think he was injured as well. I think it's going to be between him, Quan Jackson, and possibly Kearis Jackson. They're the 3 fighting for that last receiver spot because it all depends on returnability. For kick returner, Jaquan Jackson, he done well. Obviously, you saw in week 1, Kearis Jackson, he broke 1. He looked really good. Kyle Phillips, haven't seen him really return anything since last year, but I know he muffed some. But the ones who's definitely not going to make the roster is the rest of them. Right? They have basically no chance of making it. He's not going to make it at all. Oliver, Kinsey's forever a practice squad. He might get called up if people, get injured like before. Harrison and Colton Dow. He was our 7th round pick last year, but he hasn't done nothing in preseason. Nothing. I haven't seen him out there. Hasn't made a catch. Doesn't play special teams really. He ain't making it. Tight ends. Let's go through some of these locks real quick. So, Chigo Conquo, he's a starter. Well, it's between him and Josh Wiley. They might both get a little playing time tomorrow. They'll both make the roster. I think on the depth chart they had them labeled as 1 and 1. They're both considered number 1 tight end. We'll see, in the upcoming days, the final days till the season starts, who's actually going to be the starter between them two. And, Nick Vannett, he's projected to be the 3rd. He's going to be the 3rd. And hopefully, between the rest, to possibly make it as a special teamer, to possibly make it, because sometimes you have to have, it's a little hard to tell because before we had heavy tight ends. But if there was a 4th, I think it would be DMR. He showed lots of promise. Week 1, he did really good. Last week, he did good in the 2-minute drive that led us to the game-winning field goal. He seems to catch everything. He gets open. He has a shot. He will be yellow. But the one's definitely not making the roster. That's probably practice squad guys. Thomas Adoku, Steven, Stylianos. Now, on to the offensive line, right? Obviously, we're going to see a mixed bag tomorrow of who's playing, who's not. The starters will be out there for the first little bit. Like Cushenberry, he's a starter. He's a lock. He'll be out there. You'll probably see Brunskill later. He's going to be the backup. For the guards, it's going to be Radens, right guard, Karomsky, left guard. I mean, these are no-brainers right here I'm throwing out. And then for the tackles, CJ Latham at NPF. Right there. That's your starting crew. We already got our backup center. Out of these guys, it'll probably be Rupchik. We'll go ahead and throw him in the lock. I think he's a lock. And after this, Duncan's probably a lock. He'll make it. He has experience. I know he struggles, but he'll probably make it. Then after that, there's a lot of stuff in the air. Like who's going to be the other backup? No one knows. So I'm going to say right now, we'll go, it's so tough. It's so tough. I'm just going to put them all yellow. I don't know. They're all possibilities. The O line right now, between those, you don't know who's a definite not going to be here. These are all maybes. These are all guys fighting for their spot right now. They're not like these guys in the red who's not making it no matter what. And then every year, without a doubt, our long snapper's making it. He's always on the roster. We need a long snapper. He's going to be there no matter what. And this is a position battle right here. Callahan says it's not. He says it's Folk. But the way you see Narveson perform, knocking out like a 60-yard field goal, making everything, you never know. But, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put this. Because, hey, I'm just going off of what Callahan said, the head coach. Hey, coach said it's Folk's job. It's Folk's job. We'll go from there. Defensive line is going to be tough. So I don't think Big Jeff's going to be out there tomorrow. He ain't going to be out there, but he's making the team. That's a green. He's making the team. You know it. Sweat, he needs to be out there. I don't know if he will be, but he needs to be. He missed a lot of training camp for whatever reason. He needs to be out there getting some reps, at least the start, like out there with the starters first few drives. Hey, let's get Sweat out there. Let's see. So those are the two locks right there for D linemen. The rest, we'll see about. For linebackers, the locks, who is going to make the team no matter what. Harold Landry is. Arden Key is. And Arden Key, luckily, he's no longer suspended. So he'll be out there. Caleb Murphy, nah. Oh, yeah. No. Don't want to do him yet. Kenneth Murray, he's a lock. He'll be out there. Definitely. And Cedric Gray. These are our locks at linebacker. They're locked in, ready to go. If I had to pick another middle linebacker, right, because we have Cedric Gray, we have Kenneth Murray, Jack Gibbons, he'll be our third, and if we have a fourth middle linebacker, right here, Chance Campbell, he will be a lock. Outside linebacker, well, you got Arden Key, Harold Landry. Who do I think is going to be their backup? Or who do I think is going to be fighting for it? But I know who's not going to be fighting for it. Let's do that real quick. We can narrow it down. Rush, he ain't making this team. Take him off. He ain't making it. Shane Ray, he ain't making it. Michael Jones, nope, not making it. Not today. Duke, not making it. Oh boy, JoJo, he ain't making it either. Not today. So, what does that leave us with? Leaves us with Williams, Weaver, Reese, Murphy, Harrell, and Gifford. I think Harrell's going to make the team, though. I'm going to go ahead and throw him in. He's had an outstanding preseason. I think if he comes in tomorrow, dominates, he'll make the team. And Gifford, he's just because he's a special teams player, I'm going to put him in the maybe. He might make it. You'll probably see him a lot tomorrow. We'll see how he does. Caleb Murphy, he'll probably make the team, but hey, it's not a lock. Same thing with Otis Reese. Otis Reese. Weaver and Williams. They're all maybes. They're all fighting tomorrow. You'll see them out there most of the game. They'll be out there fighting for their life, basically. Defensive line. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We know we got these two defensive tackles. For the ends, they kind of exchange them in and out, but I think Aiton has a chance. He's been dominating this preseason. Joseph Day, more than likely. And, I think most of these guys are maybe. I think it's all up in the air for these guys. all up in the air. They all need to perform. It's tough for them. I wouldn't call them a lock. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Not me. No way. So tomorrow, yeah, we're not going to see Snead, but you know he's a lock. He ain't playing. He ain't played all preseason. He's a professional, top-notch guy. He ain't playing. But hey, he's making the team. That's a lock. Curry, he'll play a little bit, but he a lock. Let's get these locks out the way. Awuzie, you know he's a lock. Now I'm going to say Brownlee's a lock, and Farley's a lock. They ain't getting rid of Farley. We spent the first-round draft pick on him. They ain't getting rid of him. He's going to play, or he's going to be injured. He's going to be injured more than likely. So if we would probably keep one more DB or cornerback. It's between these guys. It'll probably be between Trey Avery, Judy Lawley. I think it's going to be them two fighting for it. Everybody else, practice squad, are not making a team. You're going to see a lot of them tomorrow. That's how it's going to be. Safeties. Look, we're almost done here. The safeties. The locks. This is probably the easiest position to lock down. You know it's going to be Adams. You know it's going to be Diggs. You know it's going to be Hooker. And you know it's going to be Molden. Fix that, Molden. Boom, right there. And they might keep a third. They might keep a third. But you know they ain't keeping this guy, Ellis. He ain't done nothing. They probably not keeping Jackson. If they did keep a safety, a floater safety, just to have one, it's going to be between these two guys right here. And for punter, it's not even a competition. We already know. The man right here with the leg, punting all the way across the field, Ryan Stonehouse. We're going to see him. Maybe. Probably not. It's probably going to be a lot of Zetner tomorrow. But you know Zetner's not making a team. So that's about it. That sums up the roster. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 41 locks. 41 locks. We got a lot of position battles going on. We'll see which ones happen, who gets what. The one I'm excited about the most, more than likely, is the wide receiver. See who makes it here. That's going to be a big one between them three. Let's see who makes it. I guess for the third runner back, you know. We'll see there. See if DMR makes it. Offensive line, all the backup offensive line. There's no locks there. See the defensive line? There's still a lot of positions up in the air. Who's going to make it? Who's going to not? Linebackers, I think, is pretty set in stone for the most part. You know, you just got people fighting for like one spot. Same thing with cornerbacks. But hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready for the Titans. Ready to go at New Orleans, get this game underway, get it over with, get the dub. Hopefully we can score over 20 points because in games 1 and 2, we've yet to score over 20 points. Hopefully, Brian Callahan, hopefully this is a preview of what's to come. Hopefully he's just holding back, not showing anything, and we can get over the hump where we haven't scored over 30 points. And man, it's almost been like 2 years. It's been a long time since we've scored 30 points or more in a football game. So hopefully we get that tomorrow, get a preview of his offense, see how he does, and go from there, you know, build upon it. I know it's just backups, but this is our first time seeing the Brian Callahan offense. And who we got? Let's check the injury report real quick. Oh, yep, so Arden Key's out. He ain't going to be in no matter what. Oh, Wallows, he's on IR. McClendon, questionable. He ain't going to be in there. And Awuzie, yep, so he ain't playing at all either. So Awuzie ain't, he ain't going to play. You're not seeing Snead. So the only person you may see in there that's from the starter bunch is McCreary. You may see a little McCreary tomorrow. I think the starters are playing a little bit. and then probably some Farley and everybody else. A lot of backups. A lot of backups. That about sums it up. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that jazz. I'll probably be streaming the game tomorrow or a watch party. Feel free, come in, watch it, join in the conversation, say some stuff, and that's it. Tighten up.